If your mind won't shut up, this isn't thinking. It's a loop. A loop that steals your energy, your sleep, your confidence, and then pretends it's helping you. It tells you, if I analyze this enough, I'll be safe. If I find the perfect answer, I'll finally relax. If I think through every possibility, nothing can go wrong. But the truth is the opposite. The more you think, the more anxious you feel. And the more anxious you feel, the more you think. That's not intelligence. That's a trap. And you don't escape a trap by thinking harder. You escape by interrupting it. So give me 10 seconds. In this video, I'll show you a simple reset you can do anywhere, in your room, in the bathroom, at work, in the middle of a conversation, to stop overthinking instantly. Not forever, not magically, but instantly enough to get your mind back. If you overthink daily, comment Emmy, because you're not alone, and you're not broken. You're just stuck in a habit loop. Part 1. What overthinking really is. Let's define it. Overthinking is not problem solving. Problem solving creates decisions. Overthinking creates circles. Overthinking is fear pretending to be planning. It feels productive because you're busy in your head, but it doesn't move your life forward. It moves you deeper into anxiety. Here's what it often sounds like. What if I said the wrong thing? What if they hate me? What if I fail? What if I choose the wrong path? What if something bad happens? What if I regret this forever? And notice, the questions never end. That's the clue. If your mind is asking questions that never lead to action, you're not thinking. You're spiraling. Overthinking has 2 favorite times to attack. 1, when you're about to do something brave. Send a message, start a project, set a boundary, make a decision. 2, when you're tired. At night, when your brain has low resources. So if you spiral at night, you're not crazy. You're depleted. And when you're depleted, your brain goes into threat mode. Overthinking is threat mode. Microstory 1. The night spiral. Let me make it real. You're lying in bed. You want to sleep. Then one thought shows up. Did I mess that up today? And suddenly your mind opens a folder. You replay the conversation. You replay the tone. You replay their face. Then your brain starts rewriting reality. They sounded weird. They're probably mad. I shouldn't have said that. I'm so stupid. Now your heart speeds up. You feel restless. You pick up your phone. You search. You scroll. And now it's 2 a.m. That's not you being weak. That's the loop. So our goal is simple. We interrupt the loop fast before it grows teeth. Part 2. Why you can't think your way out. Here's why overthinking feels impossible to stop. Because your brain is rewarded by false control. Overthinking gives you the feeling of doing something. Without the risk of doing something, action has risk. Action can fail. Action can be judged. Thinking feels safe. Thinking feels private. Thinking feels like control. So your brain chooses thinking. And then a habit loop forms. Trigger spiral, temporary relief. Repeat. The relief is important. When you overthink, you sometimes get a moment of relief like, okay, at least I'm prepared. Or, at least I understand. Or, at least I'm not ignoring it. That relief is the reward. And the reward wires the habit. So if you want to stop overthinking, you don't need a better thought. You need a better interrupt. You need a reset that tells the nervous system, we're not in danger, because overthinking is not a logic problem. It's a nervous system problem. Part 3, the 1-0, second reset, the core. This is the reset. It takes about 10 seconds. You can do it quietly in public or out loud in private. It has 3 parts. 1, name it. 2 seconds. 2 long exhale. 3 seconds. 3, snap back to the present. 5 seconds. Step 1, name it. 2 seconds. When you catch yourself spiraling, say, I'm overthinking. Not, I'm broken. Not, I'm stupid. Not, I always do this. Just, I'm overthinking. Why this works? Because labeling creates distance. It separates you from the loop. You stop being the person inside the storm. You become the person watching the storm. And once you can observe a pattern, you can change it. Step 2, long exhale, 3 seconds. Then do this. Breathe in normally and exhale longer than you inhale. You can do a simple count. In for 2, out for 4, or in for 3, out for 6. Long exhale tells your nervous system, safe. Your body can't stay in panic when you breathe like this. The long exhale activates the calming system. This is not spiritual. This is physiology. Step 3, snap back, 5 seconds. Now we pull your mind out of the imagined future and back into reality. Do a fast version of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Name 5 things you see, 4 things you feel, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, 1 thing you taste. You can do it super fast. You don't need perfect. The point is, your brain can't fully spiral while it's grounded in present sensory reality. Overthinking lives in the future, or the past. This brings you back to now. So that's it. Namit. Long exhale. Snap back. 10 seconds. And suddenly, the loop loses power. Not always to 0, but enough. Enough to breathe. Enough to think clearly. Enough to choose the next step. Micro story 2, using it in real time. Here's what it looks like in real life. You get a message. We need to talk. Instantly, your brain screams. They're leaving. I'm fired. I did something wrong. You feel the spiral start. So you do the reset. I'm overthinking. In for 2, out for 4. 5 things I see, 4 things I feel. And then you ask one simple question. What do I actually know? I know they said, we need to talk. I don't know what it means. Overthinking fills the unknown with fear. The reset creates space. And in that space, you can respond like a calm adult, not a panicked child. Part 4 after the reset. The 2 questions. The reset interrupts the loop, but if you want it to stay interrupted, you need to aim your brain somewhere. So right after the reset, ask these 2 questions. Question 1. What is the next small action? Not the perfect action, not the full solution, just the next small action. Examples. If you're overthinking a message, write a draft, don't send yet. If you're overthinking a decision, list 2 options. Choose 1 small test. If you're overthinking at night, drink water, write 1 sentence, lights off. Overthinking collapses when action begins, because action is reality. Question 2. Can I control it today? If the answer is no, drop it. Not forever. Just for today. Sigh. I can't control this today. I'm releasing it. If the answer is yes, do 1 tiny step. This prevents your brain from wasting energy on imaginary problems, because overthinking loves unanswerable questions. So we replace them with answerable actions. Part 5. Why this works. Let's be clear. This is not about positive thinking. This is not about pretending nothing matters. This is about training your nervous system to stop treating thoughts like emergencies. Overthinking is basically your brain saying, I don't feel safe. So we send safety signals, labeling, breathing, sensory grounding, tiny action. You're teaching your brain, I can be uncomfortable without panicking. I can have uncertainty without spiraling. I can take 1 step without knowing everything. That is emotional maturity. Part 6. Common mistakes. Now, 3 mistakes that make people quit too early. Mistake Hasson. Expecting the feeling to disappear completely. The goal is not to become a robot. The goal is to lower the intensity enough to choose. Reset might reduce anxiety 30-60%. That's a win. Mistake #2. Doing it once and expecting it to become automatic. This is a skill. You're rewiring a habit loop that might be years old. Practice creates automaticity. Mistake #3. Using the reset to avoid action. Some people reset, feel better, and go back to avoidance. That turns the reset into another comfort behavior. No. Reset is for returning to reality so you can move. Part 7. The 7-day reset challenge. Here's your challenge. For 7 days, every time you spiral, do the 1-0-second reset. Then take 1 small action. Day 1-2. Just remember the 3 steps. Name it, exhale, snap back. Day 3-4. do it faster. Less thinking, more doing. Day 5-7, add the 2 questions after the reset. Next small action, can I control it today? And at the end of 7 days, ask yourself, do thoughts still control me, or do I control my response? Because overthinking won't disappear forever, but it will stop running your life. That's the real win. You don't need to think more. You need to interrupt faster. 10 seconds. Namit, long exhale, snap back, then move. Because the person who wins isn't the person with perfect thoughts. It's the person who can act even with messy thoughts. If you want the next video, how to stop anxiety spirals at night, comment next. And if this helped, share it with someone whose mind never stops talking.